Alrighty, so we're back with part two, I guess, of the top 10 figures of this year. This time is going to be the imports figures, and I'm going to blow through this one a little bit quicker and hopefully more concisely. I didn't feel like editing the last one, and I know there was long ass pauses and I was rambling, so it's my bad. Um, but here we go. So number 10 um, is a little bit of a cheat because I modded it, so it's technically not how it came. But number 10 is the SH Figure Arts DC Cinematic Universe, Extended Universe, whatever you want to call it. Black Adam. So I made a video on this figure about how I fixed it, what I did to repaint it and stuff like that. So technically, this isn't stock, so I guess that's technically cheating. Um, but I still like this figure a lot. Zoom in a little bit more. There you go. But I still like this figure a lot, and it's really cool. It articulates really well. The cape flows nicely. It's nice and wired. And then, like I said, in that video, I did mention that I super glued it. Where is it? I super glued it here, and I think on this side somewhere, just because it was way too big. So I just super glued it down so it'd be a little bit more concise and not so ginormous. But the figure itself, it's still really good. Like I said, the only thing I did was I just gave it a new paint job to be slightly more accurate to the end of the movie, as opposed to, and more comic book accurate, but as opposed to how it looked stock, which was kind of like a weird gray, blue, brown color. So it's cheating a little bit, but he's still a really great figure, and that's why he's number 10. Now, this might come as a surprise to some people, but this SH Figure Art Sakuna is number 9, mainly just because it's kind of a lazy release. Like, it's not as good as it could have been, mainly because Sukuna only wore this outfit one time. And yeah, he was shirtless in the first episode too, but it was like different outfit and stuff like that. But most of the time when you see Sukuna, he's wearing his robes or he's in Yuji's clothes. So I mean, it is cool that they gave him the exposed look, but that really only benefits customizers because then they can get robes for him, like whether it be his manga outfit or like his actual robe that he wears. And the Sukuna faces that he comes with, like, it's an updated sculpt for the hair and the face. But the faces that he comes with don't fit on Yuji, so you have to do the whole head swap. But if they had done his robes, whether in fabric or in like a soft plastic or rubber or something, kind of like the Geto figure, I would have ranked him a little bit higher probably. But and like I love Sakuna as much as he's a bastard. Like I really do. He's cool. He's like Dio. Like you love to hate him. Um, but it's still a fun figure, and I still like messing with it and posing it and having him fight, different characters. But you know, is what it is. So number 8 is the SH Figure Arts Across the Spider Verse, Miles Morales and Gwen Stacy, Spider Gwen. But I actually don't know where she is right now, which is weird because they were together. And like I have her stand somewhere, and I remember seeing her, but I'm not sure where she's at. But they're basically the same. Miles comes with 2 unmasked heads, where she only comes with 1, and but they have basically the same articulation. They're both really good figures, really good Spider-Man figures. I did paint the like edge of the web so that it blends a little bit better, looks less distracting. But they're both really good figures, really good Spider-Man figures. I wasn't able to get 2099. He was out of stock, and then I couldn't really afford it, to be honest with you, at the time. So he probably would have been ranked higher than them. Because the only thing I didn't like about Miles, because Gwen I like aesthetically better. Miles, his arms are just incredibly long. I know it's the animation style and like everything, but like his arms almost touch his feet. So it's just a little ridiculous. So number 7 is the Dragon Ball SH Figure Arts Dragon Ball Superhero Gohan. So this is not the actual Beast Gohan. You can tell by the torso, and the non-battle damage. But he's on here for two reasons. Number one, he was a pioneer in the 3.0 figures, and they've only improved on it since then, as I'll get to as we go up the list. But he was the pioneer. He was the first one that really set it off and put things in motion. Um, his creation led to the new Demoniacal Fit and Kong Studios 3.0 bodies, which have been amazing figures. I didn't get them just because I already have enough Gokus as it is. So, but these two figures are fantastic figures. And I included both versions so you could see like the stock version, and then this is with the DL custom sculpt. That, and that's another reason why um, this figure made the list, is for kind of personal reasons. So the DL custom review that I did when this headset first came out was one of my first videos on this channel, and it's still to this day the biggest. I got, last I checked, I was over 25K views. Like, I posted it, I didn't really think anything about it, and then next thing I knew, it was blowing up. It was getting recommended to people on their like by the algorithm. Like, it just popped off. It went insane. I got so many subscribers and everything, and it really helped the channel like actually get on its feet in a reasonable time frame. And like, I can't thank everyone that watched enough. Like, this figure really helped set the way for this channel to become something. And so for that reason, I had to at least include him on the list, and specifically this figure here, because the beast form really grew on me, but after the love that figure got, well, that video got, it just, it cemented it even more. So, okay, and then number 6 is the Revoltech of my Amazing Yamaguchi Spider-Man, which is basically the Spider Armor Mark 4. The all new, all different suit. And I knew as soon as they released this figure that I had to have it. I didn't have many Revo figures other than the My Hero ones, which were a difficult learning curve. But Spider-Man is made to be posed. And this is one of my favorite suits. It's the suit I've used the most in the PS4, PS5 Spider-Man game. The first one, because it wasn't in the second game, unfortunately. But it was green, like I mentioned in the last video. Green is my favorite color. The fact that they incorporated green into this figure and made it look and make it work so well, just, I don't know. I just love it. And I modded this one too, but not in a crazy way. So I got some glow in the dark paint, and I just went really carefully with a toothpick around the spider to bring it out a little bit more, and really thin, watered down coats on the eyes. Sometimes I think I did a little too dark still, but like in the game, like, it glows. So I'll see if I can get it to glow real quick, just if I charge it up. But this figure is really cool. It does have QC issues, hence this joint popping out, and I fixed what knee is this? This one that popped off right as I was just trying to look at it. The left knee I fixed the left knee I don't know how many times. So it would have been a lot higher and it could have been a lot better if it just didn't fucking break all the time. So let me cut the lights off real quick and see if it will glow. Where's my button? I hope you don't see me. Well, there's still a little bit of light. Nope, I just wasted my time. But it does glow in the dark. Like I said, it hasn't had a chance to charge very long. But what does this actually kind of look better? I don't know. Anyways, the good figure. I love it. Even though it's got some issues, it's nothing that a little like clear nail polish or super glue can't fix. So I'm gonna take a break, and it won't be a break for you guys, but I'm gonna take a break and then I'll do the top 5 when I get back. Okay, I'm back. I had a nice little dinner, nice little dessert. I started watching Suits with the lady. So, anyways, so number 5 is the Revoltech Amazing Yamaguchi Endeavor from My Hero Academia, and I actually forgot that this figure came out this year. It wasn't until I think it was Animated Heroes was like asking what figures came out this year because it was really hard to keep track of everything that came out this year. And somebody said that he did come out this year in like February, so that's really crazy. But he's a really cool figure. I haven't had a chance to mess around with him as much as I would have liked. Endeavor, despite the controversy, is one of my favorite characters in My Hero. He's a really good character. He's really cool. Badass design, badass character. He like there's just a lot to like about him. His growth as a character, like, you know, he knows that he can't be like that his sins can't be forgotten. So and he can't even be some things he can't even be forgiven for, but he's just asking to like move forward and give him a chance. And you know, someone with a difficult relationship with their father, you know, seeing that, it's still like, you know, I feel for him. So, but the figure itself is really nice, really solid release. Much more solid joints actually than Spider-Man. Like I was just messing with him to try and get him to stand still, and his joints are much sturdier. So, really nice figure. And like the My Hero line in itself is just really good. Like All Might is fantastic. Deku is amazing. Bakugo is good. I haven't gotten Kirishima yet. So Endeavor, the GOAT. So that's why he's in top 5. Number 4 is the SH Figuarts. I forget the re-release name, but basically the 2.0 Super Saiyan Trunks from the Dragon Ball Z Android saga. But this is a really nice figure, and like I said with Gohan, this is the new 2.0 or even 3.0 body styles, and like Trunks just does a lot right. He comes with alternate hair sculpts depending like on different versions of the show or different points of the show, I should say. His jacket has articulation. It's made out of soft, almost like rubber, like plastic. Let's see if I can get him to stand up, but his whatchamacallit, the sheath of his sword, it doesn't peg into his back because I have broken every single Trunks I've ever had. Time Patrol, the premium color. I think there's another one. But they both broke like immediately. So, also Dragon Ball Super Trunks. I knew there was one more. Super Trunks with the blue hair. So every single one of those that had a peg in the back for the sword broke. And so they finally learned their lesson, and it's so well done. The articulation is amazing. He's nice and smooth. In some places he's actually a little too loose, like in his legs a little bit, but he still holds his shape. He still holds everything. And Trunks is one of my favorite characters in the show, or in the series, I should say. And he's just one of the coolest anime characters. They're just in existence, really. Like his first appearance when he kills Frieza just out of nowhere, was legendary. So he's number 4. The next 3, the top 3 are more personal. I don't really think anybody could really argue them either, but here we go. So number 3 for me is the Mafex Batman Hush Nightwing. Um, Nightwing is one of my favorite DC characters. He probably is my favorite DC character, to be honest with you. Um, and not to sound like a hipster, but I like Nightwing before it was cool, before he became more mainstream. I first liked Nightwing back in the animated series, even though he had his mullet. And then Young Justice, whenever he would pop up in the Batman and like flashback, or I guess like the alternate reality episode, um, or like the alternate future episode, I guess, with adult Robin, and like when he showed up in Teen Titans, like anytime he would just make a cameo as like a future Dick Grayson, it was always like it had me geeked. Um, but I've always liked Nightwing. I've always liked Dick Grayson as a character. He's my favorite Robin. Um, the first Robin, and him as Nightwing as the natural progression was it's something special because he's what Batman could be. You know, he's lighthearted, he's serious when he needs to be, he jokes around, but at the same time he's, like he's just a great rounded character. And because of his popularity, they shove him into everything now and he's pushed as like, DC's poster boy and everything like that. But, back in the old days when they actually wrote good stories for him, um it was a lot more serious. But this figure, it's an amazing figure. All of the Mafex figures are amazing figures. But specifically the Batman Hush line has really been something special. And Nightwing is no exception. In fact, he even has like a little paint scuff there, which, it does suck, but, I customize things. I can fix it up if I need to. But it just goes to show like how much I've been using him. Posing him around, putting him in different. Oh, well, it took his head off. But putting him in different poses, putting him in different like action shots, stuff like that. So I didn't even notice until I went to do this review. He's got a little paint scuff on his chest too. So I mean, it's just stuff to watch out for, but it's just wear and tear of figures. Like it happens. So but yeah, so number 3 is Dick Grayson himself. Look at the cheeks. So number 2 was a lot of people's number 1, number 2s. And that is the Super Saiyan full power on Namek. Basically first transformation Super Saiyan Goku. This figure I just got in. I mentioned in the last video. It was one of the last figures I got in 2023. I got it out of my pile of loot, and it took a couple days to get here. Literally came in New Year's Day, or New Year's Eve, but like right in time, which is part of the reason why I'm a little bit behind on this these videos. But like this is a spectacular figure. Everything about it is amazing. It improves upon the things that Gohan and Trunks had going for them. He's like more loose, more gappage, but it doesn't look bad. Only problem I had was this was the belt piece was floating a little too much. It was in the way a little too much. But like he just looks good. Like I've had him basically with like the powered up yelling for Krillin hair and face. Like every time I was posing him around, this is how I had him. And then I settled on this pose, which is basically like the "you fool" scene. So, which is just blasting with the Kamehameha effect, which is also really nice. But this big beefy Goku is something that a lot of people wanted for a long time. And I know people are buying extras for like customs for Kaioken and stuff like that, but like it's just such a nice figure. I'm glad that the discoloration wasn't as bad as people thought it was between like the arms, the face, the chest, like and there's actually some shading like in the paint and everything. So it's just all around. There's not much you can really critique it. Like this is basically the pinnacle of where the SH Figure Arts Dragon Ball line has come to, and I thought that like Super Saiyan 4 Goku was that point, but then this Goku like just surpassed it. To use Dragon Ball terminology, but like it almost has like Hasbro ankle joints. Like you can kind of see like the ball in there, but it's something special. And I keep saying that, but like all of these figures that have been coming out, and they're only going to get better. So, and that's what's crazy. But like every single one of these figures is just a work of art, and I'm really grateful for how the line like has progressed. And last but absolutely not least is the SH Figure Arts Chainsaw Man. This figure, I said it already. I even acknowledged that I said it, but this figure is a work of art. Like this figure is insane. The amount of articulation they were able to put into this thing and still have it look so good, it doesn't make sense. Like I was kind of telling my brother about it because he was the one, he read the Chainsaw Man manga and he was like hyping it up to me. I was like, I'll watch it, and I'll excuse me, I'll watch it when it comes out. I was like, I'll watch it when it comes out. It is what it is. And then I started to see like manga spoilers and stuff like that because you can't really avoid that nowadays. But the more that I learned about it, the more I was interested. And when the anime came out, I fell in love with the series. And this figure especially is like amazing. Like he's one of my desk figures. Like he's one of the few figures that sits on my desk, and like every once in a while I'll change out his pose and stuff like that. Like I kind of have like this jumping, slashing, almost like Spider-Man like pose with the legs and everything. So it's usually some variation of this, but I'll just get him down and mess with him, pose him around, put him back up on the shelf. And I just like I can't get enough of this figure. Like when I first got him, I was messing with him nonstop. And that's what you want. Like these are toys and they're meant to be played with. I know we're adults, blah blah blah, but like if you're not having fun with your toys, I think D Amazing said this in one of his top 10 videos, or he says it a lot, but if you're not having fun with your toys, then you're not doing this right, And this is an insanely fun figure. And like, he doesn't come with a whole lot. He comes with alternate hands. I've never once changed his hands because he doesn't need them. His open hands work perfectly fine. He has two faces, but I almost always have him with his tongue out. He's almost always in an action pose, so his like wavy tie is perfect. Like, yeah, he has the straight ties and everything, but I don't really need it. Like, they gave us technically too much, I think, for him. It would have been nice to get like just powered down Denji arms and head. That way we didn't need a whole figure for it. But I still love this figure and everything about it. The one thing that I don't like about this figure is the tie, because it keeps coming out, and that might just be mine. It's just a little loose. But man, it's such a nice figure. And it's just, I don't know. I don't have any complaints except for the tie. And then one more figure that I wanted to talk about. I was kind of going back and forth. I've changed my list like like 4 or 5 times in preparation for this. But one figure that I wanted to talk about, which is another one that I wasn't sure if it actually came out this year, but it did. And I was going back and forth about putting him on the list instead of Black Adam, and then I would have to like move everything around. But the Max Factory Figma Doomslayer. Like, this figure is another one of those ones that's up on the shelf. That's why he's in, like, this walking pose and everything. This figure is... The only thing I don't like is, like, the Figma elbow joints. Other than that, it's beautiful. It's a big Figma, which is something that I never thought I would say. Like, it's bigger than most Figmas. It fits well with the 6-inch scale. He's big, he's bulky. He came with literally pretty much every weapon that he has in the game. His shoulder cannon, which I don't even know is on camera. Let me raise it up a little bit or zoom out. But like, his shoulder cannon articulates. Like, he comes with the oh, I can't remember the name of his sword. The Crucible, I think it is. The super shotgun, his blade, like, everything that he should come with, he did. And he's articulated everywhere that he would need to be, and even some places that he doesn't really need to be, because he moves around a lot and stuff, but in the game it's first person, so you don't really see it. But, like, this figure can do whatever you want it to do. And I at least wanted to talk about it. Yeah, it didn't make the top 10. It probably could have beat Black Adam had I not repainted it. Sukuna, like I said, was on there just because he's a menace, really. And I like the character, but the figure could have been better. So maybe he would have been, like, around there. But, you know, Doom is a really fun game. And, like, I've had I've had my fiance playing it, and she doesn't play games, so to put her in with Doom has been pretty funny. And then Doom Eternal just takes the modernized Doom armor, gives him his sleeveless look from the original game. So it's the best of both worlds, and it's such a cool figure. So I just wanted to talk about it. Honorable mention, I guess. You could probably fit him in anywhere on this list somewhere, like in between one of these, and I would make a case for it. But so I did want to talk about him, but that's it. So thank you. Oh man, thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting the channel. It's been a crazy year so far. And, you know, look forward to what's coming next. I'm not going to have a long-winded outro for once, so I'm just going to say thank you, everyone, and have a good night or morning. It's night for me, so goodbye.